It's spooky. It's spooky. It's spooky. It's spooky.
Hey there, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of Storytime with the Scaryish podcast.
Woo.
I'm Robin Grace. This is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
Who is sick again. We are here to read some spooky stories, right?
We are indeed. We're going to be reading the homegrown horrors that have been sent to us by you, wonderful listeners. I would like, before we start, to clarify something. Yes, I am sick again for the second time in 3 to 4 weeks. However, Robin got sick again last weekend, and she's the one who gave this to me, so I blame her. The timing was just very inconvenient this week where I literally had no way of speaking, so now that I can, we're going to be doing this wonderful thing called Storytime, so we hope you are going to enjoy the ride. We're going to be doing 4 stories. Robin, can you describe what homegrown horrors are for the wonderful listeners and viewers out there?
Do I usually do it, or do you usually do it?
I usually do it, but I figured I'd kick it to you.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm really thrown off. They're just tales of your paranormal or supernatural or funny, you thought you were going to die stories, true crime, things like that you folks share with us, and we get to share with everyone else, and you can have those stories from your family, family, friends, your parents, grandparents, things like that. It's cool.
Yeah, that was perfect. If you have a story like that and you would like to hear it read on the show, feel free to email storytime@scaryish.com. That is our email address. Or you can hit us up on our website by going to scaryish.com, clicking on Contact Us. Fill out that form. It does come directly to us. Or you can just hit us up on our social medias. Twitter is @ScarishPod. Instagram is @ScarishPodcast. And Facebook is facebook.com/ScarishPodcast. So however you'd like to send it our way, we would love to hear it. So yeah, we're going to be doing 4, and I think I'm going to be going first if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and take it away. So this first one is called The Whistling Worker, which is cool when they get a name like that. And it begins, "Hey guys, it's Zuhair again. I got another spooky story for you guys. Also, I don't think I said it last time, but I'm only on episode 30 or so on your guys' podcast, and it's so amazing. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you to say. I love listening to it at work, and I look forward to catching up and hopefully hearing my stories and your commentary on it." Well, good news. This is, I'm pretty sure, the second time we've read an email of yours, so you only have about 220 more episodes to go, plus 100 or so. No, about 180 story times. So, some work to do there. It continues. "Okay, so I work at a car dealership, and I've been there for about 5 years, and this story is from when I just started working there. Around the time I started, there was a lead manager we had for our department named Jose, but sadly he had passed away before I got to see or talk to him due to the fact that I had to do these pesky online training videos. Well, apparently he had died in his sleep. I was later told that he had died wearing his work uniform on... excuse me. First mistake of the night. Hooray. Alright.
Glitch says, "Who's Discord?" I think your Discord notifications that have been popping up for your WoW Discord.
Oh, is that going through?
I think it's going through.
Easy enough. Quit Discord. Should be good to go. Yeah, we can't hear any of the audio on this particular setup, which isn't a bad thing until, there's errant sound going through. So thank you for letting us know, Glitch. We appreciate that. All right, let me find where I was at. He died in his uniform. Here we go. Well, apparently he had died in his sleep. I was later told that he died wearing his work uniform because he would occasionally wear it to sleep if he didn't get enough sleep, so he could just get up and brush his teeth and so forth and go straight to work. It's a little weird. I don't know. I would never do that because your clothes are just so wrinkly after you sleep.
I have never had a job where I had a uniform that I had to go to early in the morning or like right after I woke up. The earliest job I've had to go into, I've been able to just wear whatever I want. So I don't really, you know what I mean? I'm like, eh.
Either way, like regardless of if you have a uniform or if you're just wearing your outfit the night before while you sleep, it just seems like it's just going to be messy.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's not the case, and this person died. So I guess that tells you what you need to know. Well, our work had basically asked for his spouse to return the uniforms, which is kind of a dick move for the company. Like, hey, I know your husband's dead, but like, can we get the uniform back, pretty please? Well, when the uniform was returned, our coworker had asked if they could keep one of his uniforms to have it hung in the shop where we work on cars so people can remember him.
So it's like the uniform he died in that's going to get hung
I
up
don't
in
think
the
so.
shop.
When you die, like a lot of things happen, and there's no way they would give back the one that he was in when he died.
You never know.
It also had his name on it since it's his shirt. About a month or so had passed since his passing, and I was working on a Saturday shift in which our store is closed and there is no sales either. Since I was in the inventory department, I had to work with one other associate. A little later at night, my coworker, Matt, the only other person there, went to lunch, so while he was gone, I decided that I could just scan the cars in our lot for inventory. I had gone to the workshop area where we work on our cars, and as I was scanning the cars, I had passed Jose's shirt. I stood there and I said to it, "Man, I really didn't get to know you at all, and I heard you were gone." Sorry. Let me mark this. There we go. "Man, I really didn't get to know you at all, and I heard you were a great worker and an amazing person in general. I wish I got to know you more. I would have loved to work with you, bud," as I was touching his shirt. So I continued scanning, and
it's just so morbid and creepy. I don't know. It's just, I don't know about that. I wouldn't do it. It's not something I would do.
I would do something like that. Like I wouldn't give that heartfelt of a speech probably, but I'd be like, "Hope you're doing all right, bud." Continues to say, so I continued scanning, and mind you, this shop is huge and dark with a handful of lights lighting up the area. As I was scanning, I started hearing whistling behind me, and I would turn around and see no one there. And I started to get freaked the fuck out because it was like a melody whistle. I wish I could explain it. It was like a cat call whistle, but there were 3 sharp notes, and I assumed it was Matt, my coworker. So I was like, "Ha ha, very funny, Matt." And because it was like a melody whistle, nope, I fucked that up again. It's just, I don't know, my brain is just broken today, folks. I apologize. Melody whistle, I read that twice. And no response, so I was like, "Fuck you, Matt," and I ran to the area. I heard the whistle again, and no one was there. I decided to FaceTime Matt to try and catch him in the act or hear his phone, and he picked up, and he was eating in his truck outside a fucking burger. God damn it.
I'm just imagining him outside a burger. Like there's just.
I thought I was going to say Burger King. Kiss my ass. He was in his truck outside eating a fucking burger, and I told him about it, and he started to make fun of me and started to think I was messing with him. The whole time I scanned the area, I heard a whistling behind me, and the whole way through the 15 minutes in there. The next time I worked, I had told my coworker about it, and they got surprised and freaked when I mimicked the whistle I had heard, and they asked if I was serious, and they thought I was messing with them. They told me that's the same whistle Jose would make in the shop to get your attention or try to call you when he needed something done. I got straight shivers throughout my whole body when they told me, and I never went in there again by myself. Apologies for how long this one was. It wasn't that long. Apologies for how long this one was. Again, it wasn't that long. And that it took really long to get to the spooky part. It was just building up. It's totally cool. I thought giving you guys the background of the story was better than just going into it. You guys are amazing and keep doing what you're doing. And I have one more story, but I'll save it for another time after listening to more of the podcast.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like your shop is haunted for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What I will say is I sincerely doubt the uniform that was returned was the one he died in, because like they cut the clothes off of you when they like retrieve your body. If you died in your sleep and they had to call someone to come get you to like take you, they would definitely dispose of the clothing. At least I would imagine they would. So
maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe they just took it off, folded it up, and sent it right back. So
yeah, they asked for the uniform back, right? So hey,
I'm just saying, like, it wouldn't have been available to even send back out of spite. But that's just my opinion, I suppose. So either way, thank you so much, Zuhair, for sending that. All right, let's take a peek over.
Our cameras are on the wrong side.
I mean, this is just the way it's going to be, folks. I'm not going to swap them because I'll have to do a whole bunch of shifting and stuff like that. So
it just looks so weird because we're looking on like opposite sides of the.
So when I look like this, I'm looking off the screen is what you're saying?
And I am looking off.
It's so weird because like I had so many problems with our webcams today. Like it just kept like one of them wouldn't work, so I restarted my computer, and then the other one wouldn't work. So then I had to like delete the inputs and put them back in. But like Robin's webcam is the one that is typically me, and Adam's webcam is the one that's typically her. So they're both called Robin this time because I couldn't get mine to work. So it's just a pain in the ass. See if I move her here.
I hate that you can see this. Like whenever I try to look.
That's why I have a goatee. Like I was.
I can't grow one. I can only grow a mustache.
Well, you do that pretty well. It will not let me move the other camera. All right, I'm gonna put that there. We're going to move this here.
Nice.
Yep. It's all not working out still. I'm going to scooch that there. That's how we're going to do that. Okay, and now I just need to adjust. Okay, no. I want to configure. No. Yep, no, yes, no, yes, no. You could like read some of the chat. You have your own mouse and everything.
I'm just watching you and seeing this process. It's interesting.
It's painstaking.
I don't. Can I actually?
No, don't do that while I'm doing this.
See, then what the fuck? You have your whole mouth.
You can still read chat, dog.
I can't. I gotta scroll up.
You really don't. Just read the most recent stuff like you normally do. Stop using the fucking mouse. If you don't start reading chat, I'm going to turn off the stream and go back to bed.
I would like to go back to bed too. Hello, everyone. Eve over on YouTube says, I think I know what the whistle was. And Jess said Old Spice. I don't remember the Old Spice commercial whistle at all. Oh.
How do you not remember that?
I don't know, man. How do you?
I mean, because it was on every Old Spice commercial for like a decade, maybe even longer. So I don't think that is my camera for sure, but I just don't feel like we had it the right way last time either. It's never been either of those. Yes. This is for work. That is for Discord.
Eve says if this dude was Mexican, there is a whistle most dudes use. I don't know. I don't know what this whistle you speak of is. Jess says, not me whistling like Robin can hear me. I can't hear you. Yeah, I don't know.
So the problem that I'm going to have, and I'm not going to be able to fix, is that I can't go any further off frame. Like, this is as far over as I can go. Mm-hmm. So if I do this, like, I can try and scooch over a bit. That'll work. That just has to work. This just has to be what it is. She was already yelling at me that I was too close. She's like, is this how close you're going to sit?
Based on how the camera was before.
Okay. Cameras, like, are still in the same positions. So I'm just saying.
But you can tilt them.
You are slouched. You are, like, significantly more slouched than you were when we did the test.
I don't know. Do you want me to have my shoulders up like this?
No, just when we tested, your head was almost the top of the frame, and now you're, like, a little
I'm not. This is how I'm just sitting.
I don't know what to tell you, babe. Like when we did the test, like her head was just at the Bagels Museum visit goals. And now that we've switched sides, which doesn't change the vertical any, you're significantly further down. So I'm just going to tilt your camera down since you're telling me that there's no way for you to fix it with your body. And we'll be good to go.
I can lean in and that's about it.
There. There's also so much of a gap for you where you can just see your messy shit.
Yeah, I'll sit like this.
Here's the thing. I spend hours getting this shit set up, and the first camera test Robin does is minutes before we go live. If I get a camera test out of her at all. So, I mean, we just haven't done it in a long time. Let's scroll to the tippy top and see who the first person was in either channel. It was Sherry Sue. Thank you so much, Scary Sue. That's cool.
Oh
I like that.
God.
Thank you so much, Sherry Sue, for joining us. She said, hey, Scaryish family. So excited for tonight. Chunks just said, woo. Blanca Bella said, hello, woo, from YouTube. Chunks said, it's been so long. How's everyone? I'm sick and I'm tired, but I'm happy that the day is winding to an end because it was a rough Friday. Eve says, I'm here, and it's raining yet again in the IE.
Inland Empire. Boop, boop. Yep. That's us. We are also here in the Inland Empire.
That's true.
And it's been nonstop rain all day. It looks so late outside. It's only 4. It's crazy. Like, it feels like nighttime already because it's just been overcast all day.
And it was like living in a cloud for the first, like, 3 or 4 hours. It was just like a wet mist. Like floating around, and then it like finally started coming down. So it's it's funny because it just, you can hear the rain when like we're taking a nap. I'm like, oh man, I can hear that it's raining outside, but it's like I don't hear like the pelting on the roof. It just sounds like someone's peeing. It's like you hear it trickling, and it's just like this works. Excuse me, I apologize. I didn't mean to cough in your guys' ears.
This guy's peeing on us.
I will turn off my mic if that comes again. All right. So Liz Marie says, doing okay. I've missed everyone. I'm going to go ahead and let you read this because I don't know how much longer my voice will hold out. And you were insistent that you would be able to do it.
This mouse doesn't even work.
Oh my God. If you could just like troubleshoot one piece of technology, just flip the button to on.
All right. Everybody's saying hello. I'm Beef Trainer is going to be here later. They're currently working. Boop, boop, boop. Xena Knight says, I'm at the pub. What the what?
They're in the UK, I'm pretty sure.
Doop, doop, doop. Yeah, man, for your Discord, I saw everybody talking on your little Discord.
I didn't even know what server it was.
It was
everyone
WoW.
decided to randomly fucking... It's not WoW because I left that server. It was something else.
I don't know, but someone was talking about 5.5k DPS, and I was like, it's gotta be for like...
It's probably Champions. It's probably the game that I'm working on.
Okay,
but it's just annoying that they decided to be silent all day and then, of course, start talking in like the 15 minutes we're on the air.
Yeah, I was just like, I see it popping up, and I keep seeing different messages, and then I didn't know if they would hear it or not.
See, and I also have most of my my servers muted, so even if they pop up, I shouldn't get a notification or a sound notification. But obviously that wasn't the case. So
yeah, I thought it was WoW because they were talking about damage. I was like, oh, it's gotta be. Anyway, yes, we are in the same room, everyone. We live together now, so that's how it's gonna be for, I mean, the foreseeable future, unless something happens and we happen to have to do, you know, an episode. I was gonna say wirelessly. I feel like.
apart.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's how it's gonna be. Jess says it's spooky-ish weather. It is pretty spooky. So the other day when I was driving to work, the entire sky world looked normal except for the outlet mall that I drive past every day, and it was literally like in its own little shroud of really dense fog or mist, and it was absolutely creepy. I can't imagine working there where you have to walk through this to get to where you're working because it just looked absolutely terrifying. But at the same time, I bet it's freaking cool, you know?
You can keep going.
Jess also said a shot of whiskey can cure you.
That is not true. Trust me, as a person who's taken lots and lots and lots of shots of
You
whiskey.
should try it. We have some.
I'm not going to try it because I've tried it a million times. It doesn't
Let's do it!
open up your bronchioles or anything like that. I have Dayquil and this medication for cough suppressant in me right now too, so not working that well. But when you talk a lot, it tends to just trigger everything. So
Glitch redeemed a drink.
Oh, cool! I have water. So.
You're not gonna just try it.
No, I'm not gonna go take a shot of whiskey while I feel like absolute dog shit. Plus, we have no water in the house, and I will have to be the one who goes and acquires it. So I can't hydrate after the fucking show to make sure I feel better.
I drink from the fridge, just saying.
Cool. I'm glad for you. Glad to know that I'll just have to drink from the fridge too. Sherry Sue redeemed a high five.
And let's do all the other notifications while we're here. All the other notifications.
All the other notifications.
That's what I fucking said.
I know. You sound like you've taken way too many shots of whiskey yourself.
I mean, I have tea.
All right, let's do the notifications from the last time we streamed. I'm going to go ahead and just go through these. I Am Beef Trainer resubscribed with Prime 21 days ago for the 25th month. Thank you, I Am Beef Trainer. Social Caterpillar followed us 11 days ago. Fostu followed us 9 days ago. Foobadoo followed us 7 days ago. The Little J16 followed us 2 days ago. Lizbatree followed us 43 minutes ago. Lizbatree, did you get a new account? What happened? Where'd you go? I wanted him to resubscribe for the 37th month, 24 minutes ago. Said, redeem wasted white girl Adam voice. I lit the wrong end of a cigarette. This song's about me. Oh my god.
You always use the same sentences.
Yeah, it's I'm quoting from something. I'm quoting from Family Guy.
Oh.
All right, Lizbatree resubscribed for the 22nd month and said, woo.
She says she accidentally clicked the button. That's what happened.
Oh, gotcha. 911 girl resubscribed for the 31st month and said, I'm off work today, so I'm here. Woo!
Woo!
All right. Glitch resubscribed for the 37th month and said, hello, spooky friends. Jordan MM98 followed us 19 minutes ago. Valcora followed us. The Valcora 05 followed us 6 minutes ago. The drink I will refund to you, Glitch, because I'm definitely not going to be drinking anything alcoholic for this show.
I wonder if I can make a drink with what we have.
Robin woke up 4 minutes before the show went live. So, Sherry Sue, we got your high five taken care of. So I'm glad to see that is the case. What we will do is after we get to our next email, we will see if we can take a drink break where Robin can go make herself a drink. But we'll go ahead and move into the next story now. And I will go ahead and mark it so that the edit is not terrible. All right, take it away.
I feel so bad because, like, when you make sounds with your mouth, sometimes all I hear is your nose. And it's just like...
Yeah, my sinuses, for those of you who I don't think I've mentioned this to, I think I've talked about it on some of the live streams before. But I have cysts. I have 2 giant cysts in my sinuses. One of my sinuses is 100% full, and the other one is like 95% full. As of last year, I was going to get a surgery for it, and then my doctor like broke his arm and had to wait. And then all of a sudden, it was like he has a family emergency and he's out of town. And now I live out here, so I'm gonna have to get the process started again. But when I get sick, anytime that you would normally have like fluid in your sinuses, I just have pressure, and you just hear like creaking as like anything tries to back up through my sinuses, and it makes my face feel like it's going to explode open. So fun stuff.
Sounds good.
Shout out to Xena Knight for resubscribing for the 10th month. Said whoop whoop, 10 months. Love you guys.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's mark it again. Let's restart. Sorry, I just keep hearing your face.
This is, by the way, why I didn't want to do a topic episode. I couldn't be in here for an hour and a half trying to read a script with Robin just giving me so much shit without witnesses.
All right. So it says, hello, Robin, Adam, Spooky Mom, and Spooky World. Don't worry, Spooky Mom, that was intentional with the hello.
Okay. Hello. We're supposed to say it back, right?
I don't know, but it's funny because I have a coworker who she's super nice, but she says, I always say hello, or like hello. And she sometimes will walk by and say hello. And yesterday she's like, you're the only one I say that to because you're the only one that says it back.
That's funny.
She's so funny. Okay. Anyway, I wrote to you all before. You won't remember, but here's a quick refresher. Thank you, because we read so many emails and it's really hard to keep track of who writes what, and they all kind of blend together. But I used to feel like someone was following me, and my mom would tell me that it was my guardian angel, but it just didn't feel safe to me, and I knew she didn't really believe it. Because when I asked her a few years ago, she told me she didn't remember saying that, and that's weird. Quote unquote, that's weird. That happens with parents, I think. Because I know, like, if I confronted my mom about something right now, she'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Plus, kids say weird shit a lot, so I'm wondering how long ago it was. If it was in the era where it's like, someone that's like super creative, like our niece, like has like these crazy like, hey, let's like play, let's go to the bedroom, and then you can figure out like a way for us to go downstairs and come up with a storyline. And hers is always like, okay, it's post-apocalypse, there's zombies outside, my parents are dead, you two are here to defend me. We're just like, what the fuck?
There's one time where my niece was like, if you go outside this room right now, my dogs will kill you, or something like that. And then she's like, there's one time where she's just like, we're the only ones left alive. Everyone else is dead.
So if you have a creative kid like that,
what?
or you were a creative kid, and after you had said something similar to that, you were just like, I feel like someone's watching me.
Oh my God.
They might have said that and not committed it to memory because they thought it was just another part of that. So that's just something I'm tossing out there.
I mean, that was like 3 years ago and we still remember. So
yeah, that's true.
You know, it's been more than 3 years. It's been like 4 years. Because 3 years ago would have been 2020.
4 or 5.
Time is going too fast. Anyway, the email continues. Anyway, new situation, but happened years ago. I believe I was in the 2nd grade, and I went to Oh
my God, let's all make fun of Robin. She messed up the email.
Look what you fucking did.
I didn't fucking do that.
I went to my one and only sleepover to a friend's house, not because I didn't want to, but because I grew up in that household. But during the sleepover, there was me, Katie the host, her parents, they were in their room leaving us alone, and I think 5 other girls, Kat's sister, an older friend of hers, and her little sister, and one more friend from school. We all took some dolls to the sleepover to play with in the dining room, and as kids do, we left them laying there wherever their positions were when Katie's mom told us that it was time to eat, which comes into play later. After we ate, we all gathered in the living room and we're talking. We all gathered in the living room and we're talking about what we wanted to watch while we had our sleepover.
Look what you did. Don't hit me. But I don't know what's going on outside. The dogs just decided they're going to go crazy in the background. So, can you grab me tissues?
Yes.
Actually, there's some. I'll get them. Look at Robin's cable management, y'all. Like, just look at that. It's just dangling there back there. It's because they're left to their own devices and there's no one to, like, distract them. I'm going to get tissues. This is story time, y'all. This is how they go. Still wearing the merch, though. Yup. Wendigo. What's up? Dig it. I really thought that if I took medicine, I could last for like 90 minutes. I could make it through an episode. I got 30 minutes in and my nose is already like, nope. Like, we're going back to Runny Town. That's what we're going to do. Like, last night I was laying down on the couch and Robin was like sitting on the floor next to me and she was crocheting. And as I was breathing, I could tell like my sickness was finally moving into my lungs. Because, like, as I would inhale, it's like all these noises coming from my throat. And I asked her, like, or I said, like, oh my God, like, if you could only hear what it sounds like in my body right now. She's like, oh, I can hear it. And she was so much further away from me. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm dying. That's what's happening right now. Okay, so the solution is to just give them treats.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me know whenever you're ready. Actually, you know what? I'll just mark it and you go ahead and start whenever you're ready.
My glasses are heckin' dirty. Okay.
Yeah, now's the time for that. You don't have to dismiss that. It'll go.
But I fucking did it. You got a fucking problem with it?
It's just an extra click I have to edit
I'll
out.
kill
So
you.
we're going to have one story time where Robin has to set up the stream from scratch and edit the whole episode. And I'm just going to show up 2 minutes before we go live and be mean. We're going to see how she handles it.
All right. After we ate, I already read that. Wait, but I know I fucked it up. Okay, we're going to restart.
All right.
After we ate, we all gathered in the living room and were talking about what we wanted to watch while we had our sleepover sugar. At the time, I didn't like horror movies, but the older friend who was 12 at the time did. So we did what she wanted.
I gotta say, the phrase sleepover sugar, it's the smartest thing I've ever heard. That's super cool. Like, if you have a sleepover, you all get to go and pick some candy, and like you all have candy time. You call it sleepover sugar. I think it's adorable. I'm not gonna lie. I get it. Dosing kids with sugar to try and get them to calm down is not a good idea, but it's just such a catchy name.
We watched a movie about dolls. I wish I could remember what that movie was. There's so many. I think I watched like a Filipino one that was about dolls, like a haunted doll, kind of like Annabelle, but it was named something different.
I remember like Puppet Masters where there was a bunch of dolls. They're like marionettes. They're all like, they had spirits in them and stuff. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I don't really remember the premise. There's a lot of them though, so maybe it's one of those.
There was a movie that if you scream, you die. And like the villain was a doll.
I remember that one.
Or what are those things called? Like a ventriloquist dummy. Anyway, no, this wasn't a dream/nightmare. We decided the movie was too scary for us younger kids, so we stopped and all went to sleep. I woke up around 3 a.m. and went to the bathroom. When I came back to the living room, I realized that the lights of the dining room were still on, i.e. the location they left their dolls. I laid down under my blanket, but I heard voices.
Oh, shit.
I crawled over to the dining room where I saw the dolls standing and talking.
Oh, shit.
Katie was the closest to me, and I slowly and silently woke her up while watching the dolls. They kept doing their thing, and Katie eventually woke up and saw it too. She yelled, "Mommy," or Mammy, M-A-M-I, and the dolls turned to look at us and just fell. Think Toy Story.
That's what I was thinking.
My dad gave me his cell phone for the night in case I wanted to go in case I wanted to go home early or anything, so I called my mom and told her everything. I don't know if she believed me, but they came running to pick me up because I was scared on the phone. None of the girls believed Katie and I. I regret having gotten so scared because now I'm into watching videos like that, and I'm beginning to practice witchcraft.
Just start that whole sentence over and read it.
Thanks.
Better.
Okay. I regret
Excuse me.
This episode is a nightmare.
It's a fucking auditory hellscape from which there's no escape.
I regret having gotten so scared because now I'm into watching videos like that, and I'm a beginning practicing witch, but I don't do spirits or whatever that was. It was a weird experience for me, but Katie and I never talked about it again. I stopped playing with dolls after that and kept them in the closet until my little cousin became interested in them, and Katie gave hers to her cousins in her country. I might have more stories in the vault, but truly will only remember if I'm triggered. For example, I only remembered this story because I was watching an Eddie VR video and it had a doll TikTok in it. Oh well, that's the end of this story. I'll send more if I remember. Keep on creeping on, Ashley, aka Lady Ashpa. Thank you so much for your story. I mean, dolls for me are something that I'm just like, no, those are not something I will ever collect. I'm not into that. I think I've owned one Barbie in my lifetime. It was a gift from one of my parents' friends, and it was the one where like you put her hair underwater and it like changes her hair color. But like,
oh, bathtub drowning Barbie. I remember that one.
No, I think
you have to pin her underwater until she stops shaking, and then her hair changes color.
No, it was like a mermaid Barbie or something. But I'm just not into like dolls and things like that. It's not my bag, baby.
I was gonna say it's not your bag, baby. Here's what I will say. I think when you're younger, a lot of the things that you see, like, I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that I don't believe you, but there are certain things that I remember from when I was a kid that the older I got, I was like, maybe it was this. Because I had a sleepover at my house, and we had just moved to the country, and I had grown up in like a suburb, in like a cul-de-sac area where I had a bunch of kids that I used to like hang out with. And then when I was 7, we moved to the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, there was just like forest to one side. The other side was just like cornfield. And they literally sold us a patch of the cornfield that we had to like till up and then put our house on. When we finally had the house kind of together, we had my cousin spend the night. And I think like one other person. I don't remember who it was, but we all decided to sleep in the living room in our sleeping bags. And I woke up and it was probably around like 3 or 4 a.m. Everyone else was asleep. And I heard what sounded like demonic voices coming from the basement. Just like as loud as you could ever imagine. It's like the most scared I've ever been in my life. I was convinced like there is something in the fucking basement. And in the morning, I told my parents, they're like, oh, houses have weird noises. And I'm like, no, like this was something wrong. The older I've gotten, I've just decided like it was the boiler. It was the boiler, or, it was the heating kicking on. It was something that because it was new, like had to fire up and made a bunch of weird fucking noises. Like, I've heard similar things, but they didn't sound like voices. So the older you get, the more you start to discount that stuff. But the most curious thing about the story is, like, what were the dolls saying, Yeah. You could see them. Like, I would really want to know what they're saying.
I'm just imagining a scene from, like, the Barbie TV show where it's just all of them talking about, like, oh, my God, Susie's hair. Did you see it?
I imagine they were having a conversation like the squirrels in Rick and Morty, where they're plotting about all the different ways they control the world governments everywhere. Like, that's what I imagine they were talking about. But it's probably a good thing that you didn't hear what they were saying. But yeah. Either way, thank you so much for sharing that story with us.
Yeah. Thanks. All right, I'm going to go make a drink.
Okay.
Do you want something?
Water, please.
Oh, sweet.
No, I guess I still have enough.
Okay.
Oh my God. Trash Panda 17 bought a Scaryish Hello Spooky Friends mug just now. Thank you so much. That is so nice of you, and I'm so happy to see that it's working. Just for that, you pay the dog tax, and you get to see our wonderful corgi, Anya Bobanya, who is very disinterested in kissing me right now because I just, feed her and bathe her and take care of her every day. And she interrupts all of my meetings by squeaking squeak toys as much as she possibly can underneath my bed. Ow. All right, let's scroll up and see where we left off. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-boop. Hey. I'm sorry this episode's a shit show, guys, but through the magic of editing, when it releases, it's going to sound great. All right. There's Jess suggesting a shot of whiskey. I went to says honey ginger tea always helps me more than anything. I have a couple of teas that I've been drinking that'll like really loosen stuff up, but then it's like I have to get it out. So, hottie toddy, hot toddy. Eve says Sudafed 24-hour maximum and allergy meds. Yeah, allergy meds had not been helping because that's usually what helps me. I started taking them like a week ago when I started feeling a little bit off. Like right when Robin started getting better, I was like, I'm gonna start taking these. I am out of Sudafed, so it sucks because I have to go out and get this stuff because Robin's either working or doesn't want to go. So I'll probably be going after this. All right. Yeah, I have like so much stuff wrong with me that I have to go get taken care of. So it's I have an appointment like 2.5 weeks away. So hopefully we can go over all of it. Miss Nebulous says that would have been good incentive for January Patreon push. I'm gonna mute my mic because I do need to cough. Give me 1 sec. Oh, that was a good one too. I could see stars now. All right, and what's there says no, mom and dad left. All right. Glitch says, I have the watching shirt on, LOL. We really need to send out moderator gifts again. We were talking about that the other day, actually. Gonna keep scrolling. Eve says, it's Friday, and I will have a drink with y'all. And what's here says, that will be the episode where I see a brutal murder. Also, there's like a recent murder of a podcast host. I don't know if you guys have been seeing this in the news, but there was a podcast host who had someone reach out to them, and they were sending like messages pretty frequently, and it seemed like they were becoming friends, but the frequency of the messages and then like the content of the messaging became like a little bit too familiar, and so the podcast host like put it like a I don't know exactly the legal term for it, but it was like a please don't contact me anymore type of thing. So they stalked them, found their place, like went to their house, and then murdered them and their husband, and then killed themselves. So definitely making me reconsider how much we engage with people on social media. We have never had anyone creep like that before. I think we've had a couple of people that have like been creeps, but it's mostly like hitting on Robin type of stuff. And I mean, they're all coming to me, so it's always funny to like, I reply with a lot of emojis, so I think people just immediately assume I'm Robin. And I've definitely had people like send like weird texts where I'm just like, oh, this is hilarious. Robin will really get a kick out of this. And then I don't see a text message from them, or I don't see a message from them again after that. But I don't think we've crossed into that sort of like stalker murder territory, but it's definitely a surreal headline to see pop up.
Yeah, I would like if someone did not murder me. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys could not murder us. That would be preferred. I do think we definitely put our lives on the line for the Pennsylvania Spooky Friends meetup back in 2020. So luckily, Faye was not a murderer. She hosted us. She had plenty of opportunity to murder us, and none of the other wonderful folks that attended were either. So thank you guys again for not killing us. We appreciate that. You are literally scooching this other mouse to try and open that one-handed so that you can eat your treat at the same time. Here, let me get that for you. There you go. All right, what else do we got? Jess said it's the mermaid Barbie. Agree to disagree. Pretty sure it's the drown me in the bathtub Barbie. I'm gonna keep scrolling. Trash Panda said, "Yay, doggo." I went to her and says I may have to invert true crime inspired dolls so that Robin can be into dolls. I'm gonna keep scrolling. Enzo Matrix says, "Hi everyone. It feels like it's been a lifetime. It's been a while. It's been a month exactly. We last streamed February 10th.
Oh, you can see all the booze on there.
Yep, sure can." I what's for dinner said I showed a friend a Scaryish pin we bought. They thought I gave it to them, and I was too embarrassed to say, "Hey, give that back." So now I'll have to buy another. That's hilarious, and we're very sorry that you lost your pin.
Yeah.
Snark says, "Hi, joining late. What up? It's been a mess so far. So we're glad to have you here. Maybe we'll get our shit together now." I'm B Trainer says driving home won't have cell service the entire way, but we'll listen as I go. Eve says, "Oh shit, danger all around." Lizardtree said, "That's scary." Glitch says, "Damn, the long con has been foiled." That's a good joke. All right. I was there says, to be fair, Faye could be a murderer and she's just biding her time. Again, very true. Enzomatrix says, "Anytime, no killy kill." Lizardtree says, "Happy to not murder you guys." Enzomatrix says, I'm still so grateful for Faye hosting us. I agree. And Eve says, "I was going to ask about meet and greet, but if I get this current if this current event make y'all consider different, I still want to do meet and greets, to be honest with you."
Yeah, we've done like Disney days where we've met up with a bunch of people and just hung out at Disney, and that was really, really freaking cool. I know we are very boring in person, guys, and on this podcast, but like I was telling one of my coworkers that, when we've had meetups before, it's a lot of me going like, oh, what do you do? What asking. It's like an interrogation on
Prepared to be interviewed.
Yeah, I definitely ask a lot of questions, and it's because I'm socially awkward and I don't know what else to do, if that makes sense.
I think everyone is just somewhat socially awkward, so like I don't think it really is a big deal. But yeah, we're just not like super intriguing or interesting. I'm not gonna like perform or do a comedy bit for you or anything like that. But yeah, overall, we definitely want to do more stuff. And then next week, Robin is going to be out in Fresno. She and the JJ Obsession are going to a. It's
called Anime, or maybe it's called Anime, but maybe Anime. I don't know. It's a convention, anime convention, and we'll be there. So if you guys want to, say hi, that's cool. That's cool. We'll be there. Adam won't be there. We'll be there.
I'm going to get to that part after I cough. So, like Robin said, I won't be there. I'm being left behind to watch after the dogs because boarding the dogs is just too expensive right now. But because I'll be home alone, I'm definitely going to stream. I'm debating what game to stream right now. Maybe something horror-ish. I also have this game called...
Horror-ish or horror?
Horror-ish. I'm not going to stream a horror-ish game, nor would I call it that, because I don't want to get yelled at again, because I said the word prostitute 190 episodes ago and was told vehemently they're called sex workers now, and I was like, oh my god, I was literally quoting an article written about it by that person. Anyways, yeah, I might stream this game called Legend of Doom, which is the original Legend of Zelda remade in the Doom engine, so it's first person. And all the weapons have been remade so that it's like everything happens via first person, which I think looks really, really cool. So that's what I might do, unless if I don't do that, I'll just pick something else that's horror themed.
Do you need more tissues? I have some.
They're over here.
Okay.
I'm okay, thank you. All right. Jess says, we're all awkward. Agreed. Eve says, Fresno. Cool. Snark says, I'm coming home early from the office to finish the day. I miss y'all. I miss you too, dog. Man, I wish we were hanging out with you and Larry right now at Dim Sum. That sounds like so much fun.
Oh, man, I miss Dim Sum, period.
Dim Sum and spilling tea is like my favorite thing.
Dim Sum are my favorite thing.
Wow. Iwasir says, Robin just nonchalantly dropped that she saw dead bodies in a water purification plant and then pretend she's boring.
So I didn't see the dead bodies. I just saw the coroner and all the police and stuff, there. It happens more often than you think.
Lister says, yay for game streams. I can finally get back to my laundry pile. It's been waiting for months because we haven't done a game stream. She used to do her laundry on Saturday game streams. And since we haven't done them, she hasn't been able to do her laundry. So that's
Maybe
our
we
bad.
Should play something tomorrow.
Our bad, dog. All right. We do have some more things to shout out.
Is today Saturday?
No. It's Friday.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We do still have... We do still have some things to shout out. I already shouted out Xenonite, but I'll do it one more time. Thank you for resubscribing 21 minutes ago with the woo woo. 10 months. Love you guys. And Latreya. Latreya resubscribed for the 7th month 12 minutes ago. We sincerely appreciate all the resubscriptions. I also resubscribed to our own channel the other day. So it's nice to know we're putting money back into our own pocket. Take that, Bezos.
Jeff asked if we're going to watch D&D. I would love to watch D&D. I love Chris Pine. I think it'll be interesting.
I think it looks funny. I think it's going to be silly. It's not going to change my life. There's not going to be any deep meaning to it, but it'll probably make me laugh.
D&D is supposed to be silly. You make
I got a cough.
You get to make up your own stories and make things as interesting and over the top as you want.
What I really like is that they're going to release character sheets for all the characters in the movie beforehand. So you can see like, oh, Chris Pine's a bard, or so-and-so's a rogue, or so-and-so's a wizard, and see what spells they have and where they stacked all their points and their charisma or in their intelligence and shit like that. I think it's genius for people that are giant D&D nerds like me that want to go see the movie, because I will absolutely go check that out. So fun stuff. All right. I'm going to go ahead and bring us back and do this third email so I can stop talking.
This camera makes it look like my arm is like an accurate like representation. Look at this.
We're not. I mean, we're side by side. I think if we had a wide frame lens that didn't fisheye too hard, we could go back to single camera. But I also don't want to move my desk every week because that was an absolute nightmare. Okay, here we go. Marking it, getting back into stories. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move into the next story of the show, and this one's subject is, quote, Bella, where the hell you been, loca? And in parentheses, okay to read on pod. And it goes like this. Hi, Adam and Robin.
Hello.
Hello. I just got done listening to your last story time and fangirled so hard when I heard my name and stories. Unfortunately, I am from New Jersey, so nowhere near Washington State. We can pretend if it makes you feel better. I wanted to share some stories about my grandmom and dad that have scared me big time in the past, so here you go. Starting with my G-mom. She is a witchy lady.
Okay. I've never heard anyone really describe their grandparents as a witchy lady or person, but
I would describe them as a witchy woman because there's that song, Witchy Woman. I think it's by the Eagles. I think it's supposed to be like...
How does it go?
I'm not singing right now.
Why?
I'm far too sick, and you will not recognize it, so there's no point.
Oh, you're right.
Ooh, ooh, witchy woman. See how high she flies. Eyes, eyes. See?
I just like
it's like pitch perfect. We're going to get a copyright strike. All right. It continues. She has had an insane amount of dreams and occurrences. I could go on for hours, but I'll share a few of my favorites. To start, she is one of those people who have dreams that become real. I know there's a fun, fancy name, but I can't remember it. I don't either.
It's like deja vu where you dream about it and then it happens.
Yeah, it's like some form of clairvoyance or something like a prophecy or prophetic dreams, stuff like that. One dream was of my grandpop going hunting. I don't hunt, so bear with me. Get it, bear? The details may be off, but he had a chair in a tree where he was supposed to be for hunting. Let me reread
chair
that.
In a tree.
It's like there's like deer blinds where you set up like a spot where you sit in a tree.
Okay.
So there was a chair. He had a chair in a tree where he was supposed to be for hunting. In my G-mom's dream, she dreamt he was shot in his chair and killed. She begged him the next morning not to go, and he listened. Smart dude. That day, his friend took his spot and was shot and killed by a stray bullet. It gives me chills to still think about that. That is terrifying. Also, I would never, ever, ever disobey my spouse again if they saved my life with a prophetic dream.
Pretty much.
Another dream was of my dad when he was supposed to be going skiing with his cousin. Well, G-Mom had a dream that he fell off the side of a mountain and was never found. But before this dream, let it be known, she had no idea of his ski trip that he was going on. She just had this weird dream. So she woke up and called him and asked if he was going on a trip. And when he said yes, she begged him not to go. And since my dad is no dumbass, he listened. Who knows what could have happened? Switching to my dad, he has had a few instances as well of creepy things happening. When my dad was in his early 20s, he lost his uncle that he was very close to. At the time, my dad worked as a bread delivery driver, so he would deliver bread to stores at 3 to 4 a.m.
Okay, I was about to say, like, you can get bread delivered. There's someone out there who delivers bread. If I could get bread delivered straight to my door, holy shit.
I get bread delivered straight to my door from Robin because she makes a sourdough loaf at least once a week nowadays.
Thanks,
and
Chris, for the starter.
It is amazing. I have the best sandwiches all the time. My sandwiches are like gourmet shit. I have my fucking panini press out. I'm making like deli meats that are just amazing. They're just you'd blow your mind if you had one of my sandwiches. All right.
You sound sexy.
Yeah, they should. They taste amazing. Like I get giddy. Like my feet are like tapping like a dog when it's about to get a treat when I'm making my sandwiches nowadays. All right, I'm going to keep going. Stop talking about my sandwiches. One shift after his uncle's passing, he was alone in a parking lot waiting for someone to open the store for deliveries. He was charting the order and had his door propped open waiting for someone to come. He then heard a man's voice say, "Cheer up, pal. Everything's going to be all right." He gave a small smile and said thank you before registering that those words are what his uncle would always tell him.
Aww.
He looked up and no one was there. He looked around the truck as well and no one. Final story. My dad was in the attic of our hood house and was searching for a suit. He found the suit, but when he looked up, he saw a short man dressed in old-time clothing standing in front of him. He said he wasn't scared and kind of just kept on with his business. Good for him. I would have peed my pants and moved the next day.
If I saw a stranger in our home that was not supposed to be there, I would be freaking out. There's no way I could stay calm, especially in the attic.
I'd be like, do you have a gun? And if they had a gun, I'd do whatever the fuck they said. If they didn't have a gun, I'd be like, all right, like, I apologize. I'm going to fuck you up. Like,
what?
It's like, I'm sorry, but you're not coming to my fucking house uninvited. All right. My old house was also haunted, but there were never any evil spirits, my parents claimed. My mom ended up seeing the same man and a woman next to his side under the stairs in our basement.
What?
I'm glad I didn't know this before we moved, but my new house, But my new house I just moved into with my fiance from the last story, my now husband, is coincidentally on the same street. I'm going to end it there, but I can send more stories in a little bit. Sorry if this one was super long, but I hope you enjoyed it. Keep on creeping on.
Thank you for your story. There are a lot of people out there who have family members that do have these little, like, extra sensory things happen. Or...
We have had multiple times where Robin's mother has reached out to us and been like, hey, whatever you do, don't do this. Don't go near water, you know? Like, we had our trip to Japan, like, all booked, and we were ready to go, and she's like, hey, don't take any trips overseas. And we're like, we respect your beliefs, but we're fucking going. Like, sorry. And it was definitely on our mind during that 12-hour flight across the Pacific Ocean. So, yeah, I definitely have people in my family that have had, like, prophetic dreams and stuff like that. I've never had forewarnings. Just people, like, after the fact, they're like, oh my God, I dreamed this. If you can, like, somehow remember the things you dream and just get the sense that those are going to come true, then maybe you can save someone's life by telling them not to go on a hunting trip. It's also why you wear all that orange, so that hopefully you don't get shot with an errant bullet. But sometimes shit happens. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Thank you for sending us those stories. Send us the other stuff, too. We want to hear it.
All the stuff. All the things.
Give us all the stuff.
Yeah,
Want all the smoke. Good stuff.
Yeah,
all the stings.
All the stuff.
Give us all the stings.
All the stuff with the stings.
Love you, bye. All right. All right, let's look at stream chat. Sorry. Made it through. No more stories to read. Shout out to 911 Girl for cheering 500 bits.
Oh, you made it through. I still have a story.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Shout out to 911 Girl cheering 500 bits. That brings us up to $140. We're almost at halfway to our Bagels Museum visit.
The hole in my jeans is getting bigger. I can feel it. Look at
Robin has a hole in her crotch because it has been just rubbed paper thin.
Yeah, man. My thighs chafe. Okay. I got big thighs.
So we're obviously not going to show you Robin's crotch, but if you want to know what her jeans look like, it looks like this. And if she moves, they just keep tearing. That's exactly what it looks like.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. It's my artist rendition of what's going on. Lisbeth Tree also redeemed a drink. It's a good idea.
A drink
my
now.
throat really hurts.
Also, we're low on brown liquor.
Are we, though?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we haven't finished any of our bottles. That's the lowest any of our bottles has been.
This one's almost done. And then I went to look at the Johnny Walker that's in there, the Game of Thrones one. Almost done.
Yeah, that one's been close to done for a while. All right. I Want Dinner says, I need to send in my grandmother's story. She laughed at a man trying to mug her, gave him $1, and drove off.
What?
That's ballsy.
That is ballsy.
I Want Dinner says, can I get extra mayo on my Adam sandwich? You absolutely fucking can.
I'll smear the mayo on you.
I'll make your sandwich however you want. I used to work at
wait.
Subway. I almost went on this rant on Facebook the other day, and I'm so proud of myself for not doing it because it was totally unnecessary. But there was this meme that was going around. It's like, how do you cut your sandwich? And it's like, normal sandwich bread. Like, do you cut it like this? Or do you cut it like this? Or do you cut it like this? And there's so many people that are like, oh, anyone who doesn't cut it the way I do are fucking monsters. And me, I'm just like, one, it depends on the bread. Like, because if you have like a sub, you obviously cut it the long way. If you have sourdough, which is usually like this, you have to cut it like that. Because if you cut it like that, and you basically have like thin strips of sandwich, you're fucking brain dead. But also, if you're like putting stuff on your sandwich of the normal sandwich bread, like, how are you orienting it? Like, if you're putting stuff that can like sliver, like if you put bacon on a sandwich, changes exactly how you're going to cut it. Because you don't want to line your bacon up to be parallel with your cut, because then as you're eating your sandwich from the side, which is what you should do, is to bite into the cut side, you're biting into the side of the bacon and not like following it down, which is madness because it's just going to pull right out. You don't fucking want that. That's not a good sandwich experience. You got to make sure that you're cutting like perpendicular to the bacon so you go straight. I have a lot of thoughts on sandwiches, okay? I took my first job very fucking seriously, so I'll make you the best goddamn sandwich you've ever had.
I only get my egg sandwiches cut. I don't cut my other sandwiches.
I'll cut the paninis I pull off that press because that bread is big, and I'll usually split it. If someone else is in the house, I'll split it.
Wink.
Wink, wonk. All right. Jesus, Robin. She wants some extra mayo on her Adam sandwich. Snark says, so in running the Jolene one shot for work people. I'm running the Jolene one shot for work people. I'm excited and terrified. Who is playing? Is it anyone I know? I'm very excited. The Snark did the nicest thing, which was to go around this new workplace that has a lot of my old coworkers from Tesla and like have them all take selfies waving. It was very nice to know that I'm remembered and not hated.
Jess says, what was scarier, the basement noises or the old hag sleep paralysis? I would rather have sleep paralysis.
Basement noises were a scarier moment for me. I remember being so scared I thought something was going to physically happen to me.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. And like I had never hallucinated on sleep paralysis before. I just had it happen a lot until I've only had it happen once, and it was the most recent time I had sleep paralysis. So, and the thing just looked like it was worried about me. It didn't look like it was like trying to come get me or anything.
The snark says, "Thick thighs save lives."
Totally true. Holy
or
fuck,
I could
is it
suffocate you with them.
It's a good way to go. Just says, LOL, Robin. Me too, man. I'm guessing that's about the legs. I'm listener says, I cut my sandwich with my teeth, nothing else. That works too. Lizard says, only diagonal. Glitch says, sandwich lore. Lizard says, chop the bacon, it makes a more uniform flavor. That's not a bad idea. Chloe Michelle says, I made it. Oh my god, it has been forever. Indeed. Miss Nebula says, I just imagine Adam's dad being like, no, you didn't, to the basement noises.
No, you didn't.
I'm sure. That's why when I told him, like, I heard something terrifying, he was like, it was just the house. Like, don't say that shit. We bought a brand new house and had it blessed. I went to says, Adam's sleep demon after a long day of work. You good, bro? Pretty much. It was like, I can't breathe. Robin's had me have sleep paralysis next to her, and she gets annoyed with me. I've complained about this on the podcast before. Because I always have one limb that I can move, and I try and move it until I can get something else going. And she'll feel like if I have my foot or my hand, I'm just like doing this to try and like shake more of my body awake. She'll notice that, and she'll be like, I wish you would just die.
No, I
she
don't.
She won't move me to wake me up. She has freed me from sleep paralysis one time, and it's because she was awake watching TV. And I was like starting to move my leg, and she like pushed me, and I was like the fucking Undertaker coming to life. And
I'm just like,
I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, thank you. I had sleep paralysis. She's like, you're so fucking annoying.
I believe I said that.
Yeah, you don't you don't doubt things you know are true. All right, we have one more email to get to, and then of course marbles. So let's go ahead and
You
roll.
say that so like frustrating, and of course.
No, I'm letting everyone know we're fucking doing marbles one way or the other. I tested it. It worked. The scene is probably broken again because the cameras are fucked. But hey, we're doing marbles. God damn it. It's going to happen. So yeah, 100%. I just wish I had some water. That's all. So what is in that?
Coke.
Regular Coke?
Yeah, we don't have Coke Zero.
Is there booze in this?
No.
Come on, man.
Just taste this.
Just taste the sip. As soon as I tipped it, all I smelled was whiskey.
It's bourbon, thank you.
All right, well, I'm
it's bourbon whiskey.
I'm gonna do
okay.
one more,
Oh.
so that way I don't have to refund anyone's drinks tonight.
Those are the wimpiest drinks, dog.
Kiss my balls, dude.
Ew.
Ew.
Ew!
Don't hit me. Please don't hit me. All right.
Okay, give me a high five. Trash Panda's redeemed a high five.
All right, there you go.
Oh, too much shaking.
I also,
Too much of my body shook with that one.
I don't know if anyone remembers this, but when I went to the doctor last year, I was telling you guys about like, I went to the doctor and I had started my fitness journey right around the time I went to the doctor. So I went to the doctor. I was weighing in at about 330. And I told him like, hey, like I have a really bad deviated septum in my nose, and it makes it very hard to breathe when I try and exercise. So it prevents me from exercising a lot because I can never catch my breath. And he was like, yeah, you should probably just diet. And he was just really shitty. Basically, everything that was wrong with me is because I was fat. So I was like, okay, cool. But like, can we check my nose? Because I've broken it like 6 times. And it would be really nice if I could just get it fixed. So he was like, I guess. So they fucking checked. And he's like, oh, so just so you know, like, you have one of the worst deviated septums I've ever seen. And you have it twice. So my nose, like, one of my nostrils is like this. And then it like comes down and then it just completely closes and then opens and completely closes again. So it's been broken twice so bad it's closed in 2 spots on one side. And then he found my cysts and was like, you're really fucked up. I'm like, yeah, no shit, dude. Thanks. So I continue to lose weight and everything. But when I get sick, the nose that like the nostril that's barely able to get any oxygen because it's so fucking closed off. As soon as I get sick, like there's nothing that comes out of it. Like, when I used to like smoke hookah, I knew if I was getting a cold because I'd like take a puff, and as soon as I'd exhale, I'd be like, and nothing out of this nose, nothing out of this nostril at all. And I'm like that right now. This nostril is completely like I can breathe through it, and it's glorious. Completely closed off on the other one, and it's like that so often for me.
Tracy redeemed a high five.
All right, cool, let's do it.
Less
Do you like to high five
less
in the
shaking.
nether, or do you like the high five where they can see it? Okay, we just redeemed 40 mini high fives. All right, whatever. No one cares about my bullshit. Let's go ahead and mark this and get into the next story.
Well, I Wants for Dinner asked if he blamed it on your weight.
Yeah,
Deviated septum.
He absolutely did. He acted like I didn't have one, and then I just thought I did because I told him like I snore really bad, and he told me I snore really bad because I'm fat. And I was just like, I've been snoring really bad since I was like 140 pounds lighter than this. And Snark redeemed 2 drinks, 3 drinks.
Probably one more too, because I think 6 is the limit.
Do you want to cheers me or no? That's not your drink right there?
Oh, this is tea.
Oh, this is your boozy drink?
Yeah.
Oh, you twat.
Drink it.
Drink your boozy drink, and then I'll take some drinks.
Okay.
But yeah. Since then, I've lost 60 pounds and gained back 20. So, still negative 40 overall. Fitness is a journey, not a destination. The Snark says, I'm short 500 points. LOL. I once says, is there a limit to high fives that can be redeemed? Because if not, I'm halfway to my goal. I don't think there is. Robin set up most of them, TBH. So
I have one more, but you can drink some. Well.
I know the D&D combo was earlier, but is there an ETA to release the rest of the campaign? There is actually not currently. I was thinking about it the other day because basically what I wanted to do was to release the last episode of Bloodlines like season 1 and then flow into season 2, which was going to be live stream, folks. The live stream stuff like got stalled super hard. So it's kind of like on hold until we could get it figured out. And then like moving and all this other stuff has kind of put it off. So I do think it's crazy that I killed Ned first, though. Like, who would have guessed? I removed Ned from the Try Guys before anyone knew what popped off. So it's good, though. It's a pretty good ending. It's definitely a horror ending. And I have the storyline all written out. I'll be honest with you, like, because I was driving to see Robin so much last year, I put on like this ridiculous 80s synth pop mix that was like all the stuff from Stranger Things season 4, and I just blasted through a 4-hour drive where I planned out like all the different things I want to have happen in that campaign, and then like if things don't go the way I want it to and people just do crazy shit, like the other things that could happen. So I'm like super excited to see what does go down with it. But also the episode numbers were not very good for those, so I haven't really been like champing at the bit to get them released because like we saw a pretty significant drop off for those. So all right, fun stuff. Let's go ahead and read this last email and then do the marbles.
All right. So my last story here. The title of the email says Storytime. Feel free to read. We're going to do that. I'm feeling free to read. It says, hi there, spooky peeps. Y'all are the spooky peeps. We're the spooky peeps. Everyone's a spooky peep.
Hi there.
Easter's coming up, so it kind of makes sense. I found you guys on Spotify a few months ago, and I've been
shout out to
hooked on
Spotify.
it. Adam did not find my Easter and Peeps joke funny.
I was just like, is there ever going to be a Spooky Peeps crossover? I don't think so.
I don't know, Ghost Peeps?
I don't know. Maybe
Like
if
White
March
Peeps?
falls on October one year.
Wait, do they already have White
If we
Peeps?
could fold time and get March and October to just line up for once.
I even got my mom to listen to you guys too. I especially love the Storytime episodes, so I thought it was about time to send in a story of my own.
Heck yeah.
This is a story about the ghost that was in my parents' old house, so hope you guys enjoy. I don't remember the exact date, but it was sometime during 2016 when this happened. Ooh, recent. In order for this story to make sense, first let me describe my room layout for you. My room was set up so that my bed was in one corner against the back wall with my head pointed toward the corner. On the same wall as my head, there was a bookshelf, and on the opposite wall from my bed were the closet doors. Back then, I used to prop up my iPad against my headboard to watch YouTube videos while I fell asleep, as one does. However, for some reason, the night before, I decided to prop up my iPad against the wall next to my bed instead. When I woke up in the morning, it was probably around 9 a.m. since the sun was up and my room was well lit. Seeing as I fell asleep watching my iPad, my back was facing the rest of my room, and the first thing I saw was the screen of my iPad. But it was what I saw in the reflection of my screen that freaked me out. Okay, that is definitely something that I get afraid of, is when I'm looking at a device like, say, my phone or something that has a reflective screen, when it goes black, I'm always scared there's going to be something.
at the fucking ghoul staring back at me until I realize
Oh,
it's
you mean
my
your
own
face?
reflection.
In the reflection, I was able to clearly see my bookshelf and closet doors that were behind me, but I also saw another shape in what would normally be an empty corner of my room. At first, I thought it was just a smudge on the screen of my iPad, but then I continued staring at the shape, and more details started to become apparent. Standing in the corner of my room was what looked like a woman wearing a white dress with long blonde hair. She was facing the corner, so I wasn't able to see a face, but it was clearly a person. That's even creepier. When they're turned away from you and they're just like staring into a corner, that's horrifying. After an eternity of staring at this, but what was probably more like about 10 seconds of staring, I finally gathered up the courage to turn around and see what was really behind me. I rolled over in bed and looked into the corner of my room and saw nothing. The corner was completely empty like it always was. No woman to be seen. So of course I turned back over and checked my iPad reflection again just to make sure that I wasn't imagining it. However, the figure that I had seen in the reflection was gone as well. No smudges that I could have mistaken for her, nothing at all. The corner was just as empty in the reflection. I didn't tell my family about what I saw because honestly, I thought it was just my sleepy brain trying to freak me out. However, I do believe in ghosts, since my mom had also had ghost experiences when she was a child. And the number one thing I learned from her when it came to ghosts was to not interact with them. So I followed the advice and pretended that I never saw it. What's funny is that in BuzzFeed Unsolved, the first episode of their series where they go ghost hunting, the priest literally tells them never interact with it, never antagonize it, like.
And the hey demons, it's me.
Hey there demons, it's me. Yeah, the ghoul boys. So yeah, the priest tells them like don't do that stuff, and then Shane, the first thing he does is like
antagonize.
Yeah, he's such an asshole, but he's hilarious. I love them. Anyway, continuing on, but then the ghost was seen by someone else. This time, by my mom. Since moving out, I usually FaceTime my mom to chat and catch up. Somehow, we got on the topic of ghost stories, and she started telling me about how she thinks there was a ghost in our old house. During quarantine, my mom was working from home and had her desk set up in the loft of our house. From her desk, she was able to see through the doorway into the next room. The next room was a bonus room area that led to my sister and I's bedrooms. She told me that on several occurrences, she would see someone walking past that doorway in that room. The first time she saw it, she and my sister were the only people home. At first, she thought that my sister had gotten out of her Zoom class early and called out to her. But when my sister didn't respond, my mom had to rethink about what she saw. She knew it couldn't have been my sister, not only because my sister was still in Zoom class, but also because whoever walked by had long blonde hair. This freaked her out even more since no one in my family has blonde hair. She saw it walking around in that room on several occasions, but she did the logical thing when it came to ghosts and ignored it. I was totally freaked and told her about my encounter with the blonde ghost, and we both agreed that we must have seen the same ghost. But my parents no longer live in that house, and it's since been torn down, so we no longer need to worry about it. Okay. Why was the house torn down?
Some places just won't sell, man. People are like, nope, I am not living there.
For real, though. Like, what? That's insane. Oh, my gosh. The fact that they tore it down does just tend to make someone believe that there was something wrong. And that was the story of the ghost in my parents' house. I hope you enjoyed this little ghost story. My mom has even more ghost stories from when she was a kid, so maybe one of these days I'll take the time to send in her experiences as well.
It was torn down for a new development, and I know that because the person who wrote this is in our chat watching live right now. And they let us know. Thank you so much, Trash Pandas 17. You're the best.
It's way more scary than this one. Thanks again for reading and keep on creeping on. Thank you so much for your story. Okay, so for new development, whoever lives in that house now, though, good luck.
I'm sorry, I had a cough. I apologize to everyone listening. Honestly, this one gave me some vibes that reminded me a little bit of like my dad's place growing up.
Yeah.
And then when you got to the part where it was torn down for new development, I was like, fuck, very, very similar vibes. So super creepy. I very much enjoyed it. Thank you so much for sending that in. That was very good.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Me too. You said that so monotone. I enjoyed it.
I enjoy you.
Yeah, that's how she normally says that too. All right. We're gonna, That's that for stories. Marking it. Shout out to IMB Trainer for resubscribing for the 26th month with a big old woo.
Woo!
You know, we live in an empty house. I shouldn't say empty. Like, we live in this house by ourselves. My mom is visiting for the weekend. Week, whatever. But I can woo as loud as I fucking want now. And now that I can woo as loud as I want, I don't want to. I just want to tell you guys, I don't woo very loud anymore. I just don't want to do it. My voice doesn't sound the way I like it because I've been sick so many fucking times.
Oh, so you like when your voice sounds a certain way?
Yeah, like if a woo sounds like the way I want it to, like I'll just cut it loose. But like I don't know what happened, fucked it up. I tried to go too hard at one point and just blew it out. So blew it everywhere. All right, Miss Nebula says
all that mayo everywhere.
We are left just cackling over Ned. Snark says Adam and his prophetic games. Trash Panda said, "Oh shit, this is mine." I What's Here says that reminds me, never by Peepsy. It was awful. I'm a man who loves Peeps and loves Pepsi. That's so fucking gross.
Peepsy is a thing?
It's hilarious, though. Chell Girl says, yay, our story. I'm Trainer said, home. Whoop, I just need my earbuds. Sherry Sue says, they do make ghost peeps. Had to look it up. Oh, shit. That is awesome. Good to know. Spooky peeps. Trash Pandas let us know that it was torn down for the new development. And again, thank you so much for sending that. That was so awesome that you were in the channel so that we could
get some extra information
have that update. It was just like, bam, bam. It's going to sound so good in the live show.
Feel that booze now.
So I'm going to move my keyboard closer and start getting marbles set up. I'm going to move all your stuff over towards you.
Thanks.
All right.
I appreciate you.
Now the cameras, because there were so many problems with the cameras, I guarantee you, you're not going to see it like us when we get over to the marbles, but we're going to get it fixed. So
you should just finish the episode talking like you're a character from freaking True Blood.
No, I will not do that. It's one of my least favorite accents.
Is it really?
I do not like the Southern accent.
Peepsy was absolutely a thing, limited time in yellow bottle. Interesting.
Fucking
marshmallow
yuck.
Flavored Pepsi.
All right, switching it now. We'll see what it looks like. All right, you can see me and marbles, so we're good. Let's just move forward. Oh, you're so sweet. All right. It's basically what happened is see how Robin. Okay, I just highlighted so Robin can see. So Robin's webcam is me.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make any sense. That always was you. So I'm gonna move myself over here. Adam's webcam doesn't exist anymore for whatever reason. Even though it shows that it's registering that device, it doesn't bring it up. So I have to close this. I have to get rid of this entirely, or else it won't work. Then I have to add in. No, I don't want a folder. I have to add in a new video capture device. And it's going to ask me, what about the old video capture devices you already have registered? And then if I select webcam Robin, which is a really old one, then it shows that. Don't know why.
I'm huge.
Don't know why it does that sort of stuff. It's just like, it never, and of course it won't like shrink. It never does the same thing twice, basically. Streaming is so difficult sometimes, y'all. Like, it's so hard to just get shit to work. And if you get it to work, there's no telling if it'll work next time at all. But we got it working now. So, for those of you who don't know, we're finishing up with marbles on stream. And I don't know why it's not registering that I want this camera in front of the other one, but it's keeping yours on top at all times. There. All right. Yeah. So go ahead and type an exclamation point vote, a space, and the number that corresponds with the track you would like to race. I see that we already have people voting, which is awesome to see.
Hello, Radio Man. Welcome to the stream. Cherry Sue, good night. Have fun. Can you scroll up in the chat real quick? I'm gonna scroll up here. Beep beep. Glitch says, wow, rude. Probably about the fact that you hate Southern accents.
I can't do it. I don't like doing it. It's like, I feel embarrassed to do it.
He says, what's wrong with Southern accents,
I mean,
Adam?
I like fucking Bill Compton. I think he sounds dope. I just can't do it, and it makes me mad to try. It's like when we play Utter Nonsense, it's this card game, which is basically Cards Against Humanity, but you have to read your own card out loud, and you have to do it in the accent that's been chosen by the judge. Like, if I see Southern, I'm like, oh, fuck this. I'm not going to try.
But it's so easy.
It's really not. Like, I don't know why my tongue doesn't do Southern, but it just doesn't.
I'm listening and says, I want to hear a proper British person do a deep South accent for some reason. Watch True Blood.
Yeah, he is
Bill Compton.
He is British.
And
he does deep Southern.
So we were watching an interview because the guy that plays Bill Compton and Anna Paquin, who plays Sookie, is they're married.
They're married in real life.
So she is from New Zealand or Australia, and he's actually British. So if you want to watch, those two have very interesting accents, and they play very Southern characters. So yeah, that's that.
God damn it, guys! I'm so sorry. I keep coughing.
Yeah, fucking ew.
I will literally just leave and let you finish up the show. So
if you leave, the show will be going forever because I don't know how to end it.
So maybe stop being so mean. It's not my fault I'm sick. In fact, I would go ahead and say it's your fault because you came home sick. And I took care of you. I literally stayed on the couch next to her when I could have been playing video games in the office.
My aunt said that you scrolled over their story in the comments and to make sure you read it later because it's her coworkers. And she said it would be a good story for the podcast. In the comments. Scroll up, scroll up. We're a looking.
I don't see
I don't see it either. Email it to us. We don't see it.
Like, how far back did it go?
I don't know.
It's so hot in this room right now, y'all.
It is very hot.
I am dying.
Email it to us because we don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see anything. If it was a comment that was put on YouTube and not a chat, it would not show up for us, and we'll have to check it out after the fact. All right, cool. So we are at a tie right now, but I haven't voted yet, so I'm going to go ahead and vote, and I think I'm going to vote for 69 because it is tied right now for the lead. So.
Nice.
The track should be called Nice. We all know that. Boom. Broke the tiebreaker. The bracket is going to be our track. I don't think we've raced this one before, but world record time, 1:51.993. Local, we haven't raced it. Let's get in there and do it.
The Snark says for IMB Trainer to watch Glass Onions. Glass Onions. Glass Onion is so good. I love...
Exclamation point play. She didn't like it as much when we first watched it. I think it grew on her.
It grew on me. I really like Daniel Craig, and his character is just so good.
Daniel Craig is just a very, very good actor.
Very talented actor.
I'm confused about this story, though. Like, because we haven't had a ton of messages.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know.
So I'm not sure where it would have wound up. It's got to be commented on...
She says she'll email it. Boop, boop.
Cool. I just feel like we do a really good job of trying to read all of them, you know?
Yeah, she said it might be too many characters and it wasn't like allowing it to go through.
That could be. Was it Twitch or YouTube also? Because those are going to be different.
Yeah. Lizard Tree says people needed the movie explained to them, which was weird. Wait, what?
I don't know who needed the movie explained to them. I mean, it's a whodunit, so they're going to explain it to you anyways.
Oh, the Snark says it's because Daniel Craig is British and he plays a Southern character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that too, if you would like to watch that. But I mean, True Blood's good too. You know?
Are we going to pick laps on this one? All right, 3 laps is fine. Countdown 60 seconds. All right, guys.
I just love Alexander Skarsgård. Alexander Skarsgård, hit us up.
All right, put it back in your pants.
Adam wants a piece of that.
Exclamation point play to get into the race. Robin, have you already joined in? Yeah, I see your name on there. All right. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. I'm sweating balls.
I don't see any balls on you.
It's because I'm wearing pants.
No, I mean
obviously.
Sweat beads.
Also, shout out to Malum who resubscribed for the 30th month.
Wow.
I shared it when I opened the app in my phone. All right, we are up to 14 marbles. Don't forget that if you win, you will get a free sticker. Also, if you pick a sticker, please pick a sticker that is Scaryish related. We had winners the last time we streamed that picked stickers that were Robin's Kawaii Corner specific and not Scaryish specific, which is cool because it makes you know that Robin does really good stuff. But it doesn't mean that they'll be in stock. So. I want you to says it's only hot in there because you're in there, Adam. Aw, it's very sweet of you. It's because I've also had like a really bad fever, so it has not been fun.
I love that face in the inner tube.
That face?
Yes.
Or that face that Latreia has.
Oh, snap. Hot.
All right, Latreia, 911 girl, and me, neck and neck. I'm pushing hard on the outside, cutting to the inside. Not sure who's in first right now, but it looks like Latreia is still in the lead. This is some real Days of Thunder shit right now.
For those of you that don't know what Days of Thunder is, it is
Top Gun and NASCAR.
It's literally the same story as Top Gun, just with race car drivers instead of pilots.
Pretty much. And it's kind of fucking sweet.
It's a really good movie. It has the guy from The Walking Dead, Merle, yeah. He
has a name. It's Michael Rooker.
Yeah. But he's also in it.
He was in a lot back in the day. He was also like the sidekick in Cliffhanger.
I don't know what that is.
Which was one of my favorite movies.
Really?
It is a movie with Sylvester Stallone about like mountain climbers trying to stop like terrorists. And
what?
It's like, it lives up to its name. There's a lot of moments where you're like, your palms will be sweaty because you're worried they're going to fall.
Spaghetti?
Do you remember Ace Ventura 2?
The one Nature Calls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the beginning where he accidentally drops the raccoon while he's like rappelling between mountains and shit?
Yeah.
That's a scene from Cliffhanger.
Is it really?
Yeah. Like how the buckle starts to break.
Yeah.
That's the opening to Cliffhanger.
Oh, okay.
That movie's fucking, like, I'm going to watch Cliffhanger tonight, y'all. Like, just bring it up. I'm like, okay, never mind. I'm watching Cliffhanger. It's got to happen.
Adam texted me yesterday. He's like, who was watching Dark Knight? I'm like, I watched Dark Knight. You got a fucking problem?
I was like, who's the cool kid? And she, of course, gets immediately defensive. Because I've been watching Stranger Things in the background. Now that we're like actually finishing series off and stuff, we finished off Modern Family, we finished off Supernatural. Oh man, we really got to have a Robin rant for what she thought about the end of Supernatural, because she was not happy.
I was not happy. That end fucking sucked.
The thing that bothered Robin the most, to clarify, is how we can't. For anyone who hasn't finished Supernatural, we definitely can't.
God damn, that end is just
There's a lot of parts in it that I liked. And it made sense to me why they did what they did with the part that Robin didn't like. That didn't make it any more palatable, but it made sense.
So our goal this year is to finish all the shows that we've started and never finished.
So the only one I think we have left to go is The Office.
Nope.
We're on like season 7 of that.
We got to finish Rings of Power.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to finish.
But those are still going, so.
We also have to finish that other one. That's not Lord of the Rings.
All right. Well, right now.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. Right now, 911 Girl is in the lead, coming down the home stretch with Chloe Michelle trying to push up to second place. Looks like 911 Girl is going to take the W. Chloe is second. Latreia third. I came in fourth. Robin didn't beat me, which is all that matters.
Liz Tree says, I'll probably never finish or watch the last season of Supernatural. You could skip it, to be honest. Like,
I liked the Chuck story. I think they did it well. I thought that entire resolution, I was like, that makes sense. I'm okay with this. But then don't watch the final episode. Watch the second to last episode and then call it.
911 Girl says, pass it on, please. All
right. So congratulations, Chloe Michelle. You are going to claim victory on this one. So go ahead and type in !point merch. If that doesn't work, Glitch, please put up the link to Robin's Kawaii Corner and just go over there, pick a Scaryish sticker, reach out to us and say, this is the one I'd like, and here's where you can send it.
Yeah.
And that is all right, perfect. It worked. It wasn't working the other day, remember? Merch was not working no matter what we would do. All right, we are going to race again. So let's go ahead and go into race menu.
I almost says I need to finish watching Everybody Loves Raymond.
I need to mute
the
mics.
But why?
Because that's supposed to be a really good show. You know what else we need?
But does everyone love Raymond?
I don't know. They love the show a lot. I think we should watch, and I think you would
Wings?
like. No, I wouldn't mind watching that, but
I actually really like Wings.
Frasier.
No.
Frasier was. I remember watching it as a kid. It is a great show, and I would love to watch it again, start to finish.
There's other shows that we have started and never finished. But they're probably not super important that we're like, oh man, we gotta finish that, you know?
Attack on Titan.
Doctor Who.
Oh yeah. The thing that what happens to us with those shows specifically is we get caught up and then we have to wait. You know? You have to wait for the new seasons and then we just don't go back to it. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and read IMB Trainer's remark. Frasier is awesome. I'm what Sterner says. Adam is a man of culture. I see. I am indeed. Frasier's just a really good show. It's very well
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We have to finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I never started
Man.
that, so
Oh, I love
scratch
it.
that one off my list.
I just love Agent Coulson, you know?
Yeah.
And I have to finish freaking Agent Carter. I still have to finish that one. Dude, there's so many shows I need to finish. I start a lot of things and I never finish them. But I regret finishing Supernatural.
This is how Robin likes to do things. She would prefer to do most things this way. We need to do this. And then she waits for me to do it.
Are we voting right now? Is that what we're doing?
Everyone's voting.
Oh, okay.
I've already voted, so I'm going to let it scroll one more time. Right now, Laboratory is in the lead. Snark says, I don't finish a lot of things because they're bad, LOL. I have no problem dropping a thing if I don't like it. Dropping a book, dropping a series, dropping a movie. If I'm in the theater, I will sit through a full piece of shit film. But if I am watching it on HBO, like, I could not make it through that fucking Demon House documentary.
Yeah.
And I tried, guys. I got an hour in, and then I was just like, I can't do it for another second. And then people in our comments was like, did you get to the part where he went blind? And I was like, oh my God, that's the worst.
Glitch says, toss salad and scrambled eggs.
It's the theme song for Frasier.
What?
Baby, I hear the blues a callin', toss salad and scrambled eggs.
Eh.
And
What
then
the
there's like,
fuck?
then it cuts to a fucking clip of him like licking someone's butthole.
Ew. Okay. Coulson said, Liz Tree says, Coulson is hot in a weird way. Yeah. It's strange. It's strange because he's just like.
You know what it is for me?
Is it his character?
It's his bravery.
Aww.
Like when he stares down Loki, knowing full and well he's probably going to die. Like, I think that scene is just very inspiring. Which is why they made it that way, so that the Avengers would come together at the end of the movie.
He gives off dad vibes. It's kind of like Pedro Pascal, right? Where it's like daddy vibes.
I have a boss. We're going to go with the Laboratory, but I have to tell this again. I've mentioned this before, but I have a boss who said, like, the older she got, the more she was attracted to, like, protective vibes, like people that would protect like their family or especially their kids,
like the guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah, and she was like, I used to always, and she was like a very beautiful woman. She's like, I used to always go for like, you know, ripped 6-pack gorgeous guys. So that's what my first husband was. But like, I'm in my 50s now, I'm single, and like, I'll tell you this, like, the hottest guy on television is Hopper from Stranger Things, and it was before he got skinny.
David Harbour.
And I was like, really? She's like, I would fuck that dude in public. That's her exact words. She was 100% about it. I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I'm happy to hear that. Good for him. All right. Laboratory.
I don't know, man.
Average time, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Record time, 1 minute and 24. Locally.
Pedro, yes. Hopper, no. I can't. I can't.
Okay. And then locally, average for us, 228. Austin All is the record holder for Scaryish at 147. Let's get in there. Pedro Pascal is just very charming, and I love the fact that he has been working for a very long time trying to get to the place where he is now, and I think he deserves every
The Snark says, "Por qué no los dos?"
Hell yeah.
Miss Nebula says Stanley Tucci. Stanley Tucci's attractive.
Yeah, he's very attractive.
But the guy that plays Merlin in Kingsman, way more attractive to me.
Oh,
they look very similar.
Mark Strong.
He is just.
He is more intimidating. He is a little bit scary.
I don't know, man.
There's this movie called Lucky Number 11. If you've never seen it, watch it. It's got Josh Hartnett, Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman. God damn it, Sir Ben Kingsley, and it also has Stanley Tucci. And Stanley Tucci's a kind of dirty cop, and he's like really charming, and he's like interrogating people. And then at one point, he just like beats the shit out of Josh Hartnett, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. He can be scary too.
Liz Vitry says Bill Nighy.
He's up for Best Actor this year.
I don't know. I'm not. I can't do it.
He's a little bit too old for me.
He's too old for me.
He's past my
limit.
cutoff.
911 girl says, speaking of Pedro, are you caught up on The Last of Us?
We are.
We are. So this next one's the last one,
It is
right?
such a good show. So it's masterfully done. And if you like The Last of Us, watch Mythic Quest on Apple TV. It is a comedy. I know you're thinking, like, why? Because the same showrunner for The Last of Us is the showrunner for Mythic Quest. And if you thought that episode where they had, like, the two characters that were, like, completely disconnected from the plot, but then got woven in a little bit.
From New Girl. The character from...
I'm trying to stick to The Last of Us right now. I'm talking about the Last of Us episode, like episode 3, where they showed the two guys that fall in love, like that entire episode where everyone was like blown away by how good it is. The showrunner does that every single season. There is one episode that will be disconnected that tells a story that's some way connected to the plot, but has like brand new actors, completely like self-contained arc that is like poignant and profound and beautiful. Like we watched season 1 of Mythic Quest together, and after the episode, I told her like, "Oh, you're really gonna like this episode." After it was over, she's like, "I can't believe that's all I get to see of these people." Because it's really, really good.
Yeah,
he does
really
it for
good.
everything. And if you enjoyed Last of Us, watch Mythic Quest, and you will also laugh your ass off. Because it is a great show.
You can start the race and we can keep doing chat.
We have
while
35
start the race.
seconds.
Oh my god, okay.
Oh my god.
Lizard Tree says, I'm weirdly attracted to old men. Patrick Stewart is still my celebrity crush. All right.
I will say he's
You know
up there,
what?
but
I'm
he
not-
has taken really good care of himself.
I'm not here to yuck someone's yum. You go, girl. Like, yeah. All right.
Snark says, I want Everything Everywhere All at Once to sweep the Oscars. I want Brendan Fraser to win Best Actor for The Whale. He's also getting back into shape too. I saw a recent interview and I was like, this fucking dude,
I was like, holy
this
shit.
resurgence is happening and I couldn't be happier.
Oh my
I'm so
God.
excited.
911 girl said, I'm sad it's almost over. I'm sad it's almost over too. Last episode for The Last of Us. Oh my God. It was so freaking good.
There's this thing that Rian Johnson, the director of Glass Onion and The Last Jedi, likes to say that he does very well, which is like subverting expectations, which is like putting in a twist that you didn't see coming.
Miss Nebulous's profile picture is from under the oak tree, right? It's gotta be from that manga, or what is it called?
She says yes.
Yeah, that's me being like.
I'm glad I could lose my train of thought so you could
I'm
make
so
sure
sorry.
to call out what that picture was from. I have no idea what I was saying.
I just want it to still be on the screen when I mentioned it because, like, very specific. Anyway.
Also, Miss Nebulous is in first place, the Xenonite directly behind, and Latreia.
So what does
in
the
third place.
director say they do well?
The subverting expectations thing, and like sometimes it doesn't go well, like with Last Jedi, where it didn't seem to make sense to not do anything that connected to the one before it. And that is to say, like, subverting expectations is sometimes done significantly better by people less known. I don't remember who I was going to say does it better. But yeah, it was going to be credited to someone we were talking about. It's gone now.
Lizard Tree says you're saying Brendan Fraser's name wrong. It's Fraser. Like,
I don't think it's necessary to correct. However, congratulations, Latreia, on your victory.
because it's like Scottish, right?
I don't know.
Like, that's how
obviously,
you say
I don't know. You shouldn't be asking
like
me.
Fraser. You haven't watched Outlander, but that's his last name is Fraser, the super sexy Scot.
I've just heard it said Fraser my literal entire life. So people are falling off left and right. However, it looks like I Am Beef Trainer is going to take second place. Enzo Matrix third.
I What's Trainer says I'm 100% straight, and even I would consider a one night stand with Patrick Stewart. Lizard Tree says sorry, he was just passionate about it in a TikTok. Oh, so he was like, that's how you say my name.
I've never seen it. I apologize.
Captain Fake Eye says hello.
Hello.
Glitch says bye. Oh, his marble probably like was like, I'm out.
His marble pieced out. Chloe Michelle is trying to get across this finish line before the fiery wave of death approaches, and they have succeeded. However, Latreia, you are victorious. So type an exclamation point merch. Click on that link. Find yourself a Scaryish sticker that you would like. And then reach out to us and say, this is the one I'd like, and here is where you can send it. We will get it sent over. Latreia also goes up to 77 points on the season, and I think this is the last race we're going to be doing this season because I think it ends on like the 15th. So.
Oh, Elizabeth, she says it's an S sound, not a Z sound, and she only knows because it's from TikTok.
Gotcha.
I don't really watch TikTok. I watch dog videos, corgi videos.
Again, I stopped watching TikTok when they said they were going to take it off everyone's phones the last time. All right.
God damn it. I wanted her to says, if you're ever wondering how to pronounce his name, just think about tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Exactly. So that's what I was thinking too. I'm What's for Dinner. I appreciate that. Latreia says, dang, when I don't pay attention, I win. I guess that's all it takes, but you still get to collect your prize. Congratulations.
All right.
All right, let me try and move this back over to the It's interesting that it muted it when it switched it. I don't know why it would do that. But hey, what matters is that it was a very successful-ish story time. And I am sick, so I cannot wait to not be in this room. And yeah, good stuff. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in the stories. I'm going to do a full-blown outro and everything, but I know some of you guys are with us right now. And we can't do these episodes without stories, is what it comes down to. And I don't want to hit the bottom of the barrel. I never want to get to the point where we have 0. So we keep around 4 to 8 in reserve in case we need to skip a topic episode for multiple weeks for whatever reason because of family issues or sickness or whatever the case may be. So this does really come in handy for us. Very soon, I think we're going to run a new ad campaign over there on Spotify because the last one worked out really well 4.5 years ago. And it's why we have so many people that say oh, I found you on Spotify. So yeah, we might be getting an influx of them soon and we can return to doing streams. I would love to go back to the cadence of, one topic episode, one storytime episode every week. And these Friday ones are a lot easier for us. Robin's off. I get half days on Fridays. We can start by 4. Everyone's happy. Out of the office by 6. So
yeah, Lizard Tree says I need to bug my family for stories. I'm Beef Trainer says I need to send along what's been going on in my lab. Send it to us, whatever you got. We need some.
Send them. We definitely need them. And it never, ever bothers us to have multiples from the same person. It is just the best thing ever. So, all right, I'm going to mark it. We're going to do our outro. Again, thank you guys. Let me make sure I didn't miss any redemptions, and this will be the last chance for them. Shout out to Captain Fake Guy for resubscribing for the 38th month. You are the best. All right, now I will mark it, and this is the official outro. All right, I think that's just about everything we have for this episode of Storytime. Thank you so much for everyone who sent in their stories. It really does mean the world to us. If you have a story you would like to share with us, we would love to hear it. We would love to share it if you would like it shared. Please email storytime@scaryish.com or go to our website, scaryish.com, and then click on Contact Us. You can fill out that form. It comes directly to us. Or hit us up on our social medias. Facebook is facebook.com/scarishpodcast. Twitter is @scarishpod. And Instagram is @scarishpodcast. Robin, for folks who would like to donate to us, how can they do so?
You can go to patreon.com/scarishpodcast. Those are monthly donations. Tiers start at $1. This month, or not this month, but this season, I have a guest artist doing our sticker. She's already sent me the design. It's so stinking cute. But that will be going out here in the next month or so. So look forward to that. If you guys want to join our Patreon tiers over there, you can check it out. We can also, if you're not into the monthly thing, you can also go to coffee, ko-fi.com/scarishpodcast. Those are one-time donations, and tiers, those don't have tiers. Those are one-time donations, and it gets sent to us immediately. So thank you.
Yeah, indeed. Also, I think that guest artist's name is also Robin. So it's
she is also Robin.
We're not even skipping a beat, so it's perfect.
Yes, her Dr. Doodle Burrito, I like to call her. So
right on. But yeah, that's everything we have for this episode of Storytime. So thank you again to everyone who listened. We appreciate you all. That is everything we have. So I guess Robin, do your thing and sign us out.
Yeah, keep on creeping on. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.